happy Saturday. This is Sherry. I hope that you are having a great weekend and are about to learn something new from me today, and that is how to shop online and make sure that you at least have a better chance of getting the right size than maybe you've had in the past. Let's get started. The first thing that you want to do is have a trusty, handy dandy, soft tape measure, because you're going to want to measure yourself, and depending on what you're purchasing, there are different areas that you want to measure, but you want to do it with there's a tailor's tape as well, but I have a soft measuring tape and it works perfectly for this kind of thing. So what you're going to do is you want to compare your measurements, and don't worry, in the video a little bit later I'm going to teach you how to measure, but what you want to do is you want to compare your measurements to the brand, not the retailer. So what I mean by that, sometimes a retailer will have their own chart, like Dillard's, let's say, department store. They may have a general chart on sizing. Well, you don't want to look there. You want to go to the actual brand and check their sizing, because they're all not created equal. And sometimes you bought things from some brands and it's like, oh, I get to go down a couple sizes, or one at least. And then there are others and you're thinking, did I gain weight because I'm up a size now? So make sure you compare that. So that's your number one tip. Number two is read the reviews. I don't know how many times I have forgotten to do that. And then when I go back after I get the item and I'm like, ugh, this isn't what I ordered. And you go back and you read the reviews and it's like, oh, well, if I had just read the reviews, I would have seen that it says that this fabric is, flimsy, or it pills easy, or it runs 2 sizes too small. It happened to me recently. I didn't read the reviews and it said, I just ordered my normal shoe size. And I got the shoe home, I ordered online. And so I got it and it was too big. Okay, that never happens to me. I wear a size 11 shoe. And I went back and read the reviews and they were like, oh yeah, all of them, size down, size down, size down. And so if I had done that ahead of time, then I would have known, but I didn't. And so I had to send it back, go through all that trouble. So anyway, make sure that you read the reviews, not only on sizing, but also on quality. And that you can filter out your reviews based on a topic. So you can put sizing and then the reviews on sizing will come up. So just need you to know that. Number 3 is to shop at retailers that offer free shipping and free returns. It's shocking to me how many retailers are not doing that still. And you would think, after all that we've been through the last couple of years, that people are online shopping, and maybe they're thinking, well, they're going to online shop anyway, but there are enough brands and retailers that don't charge shipping. I would say kind of lean in that direction. Number 4, if you don't mind going to the post office to return something, then order 2 sizes. Order the size that you think you are, that you measure pretty much based on the reviews. This is kind of where you are. And then order either up 1 or down 1 based on the reviews. Again, because sometimes people go, oh, this really runs big. And then others are like, oh, it's snug. But typically across a brand, it's going to be pretty consistent with those reviews. Like people over and over will say the same thing. And so if you're kind of like in the middle, then order 2 sizes if you don't mind going back to the post office and returning one of them. Better than, having to wait for another size if you kind of were in between. And number 5, use your digital color collection, your swatches that you can get online. And this is super helpful because you can just take that, the colors that are right on your screen. I wish I'm taping on my phone right now, or I would show you, but you would take the color that's on your screen and hold it up to the item online and see how they compare. And pretty much we've been really consistent about that in the comparison. I've had a great luck on that. And so if you don't have your digital color collection, absolutely make sure that you get that. Okay, next I'm going to show you how to measure yourself. Well, I'm not going to do it on myself, but I'm going to tell you how to measure yourself, and we're going to show graphics. All right, so what we're putting up here first is this lovely young lady graphic, and this is courtesy of Kohl's. I found this online, and I thought, oh, this is such a great graphic. We're going to use this on here. So thank you, Kohl's, for letting us use your graphic. And so what I love about this is it's showing you where to measure for your bust, your waist, and your hips. And then also it's showing you how to measure for dress length. I have to tell you guys, this is something new I learned. I did not know that you measure dress length from right at the shoulder to the hem. I don't know, maybe I've been living under a rock. I don't know, but it was new to me. So anyway, so I think that's really great, because if you're tall, then you'll know where it's going to hit you. If you're smaller, you'll know if it's going to be too long. So here you go. Number one, you're going to use your, soft tape measure. But number two, and I'm going to give you 5 tips on this, but on measuring. But number two, make sure that you're wearing really snug clothes, like your exercise clothes, a tank top. If you can measure in the nude, then go ahead and do that. But I think snug clothes work just fine as long as they are fitted and close to your body. So that's your number 2 tip on measuring. Number 3 is, if you're wearing a bra when measuring yourself, make sure it's not padded, because unless you always wear a padded bra, because you might, and so if you always wear a padded bra, then you want to do that. But if you don't always, so take that into consideration. Number 4, and I think this is very important, is to measure near a mirror, so that when you wrap the tape measure around, whether it's your bust or your waist or your hips, it's even. So you want to put it around, you want to kind of turn to the side on each side so you can make sure that it is even. If it's like lower in the back or higher in the back than it is in the front, you're not going to get a true measurement. And so make sure you do that. And then number 5 tip for this is, just make sure that the tape measure is snug, but not super tight. So you want it snug, you don't want it loose, but you also don't want to squeeze it, because then you're going to get too tight of clothes when you order it and get it in the mail. All right, so next let's just kind of talk about how to measure, where to measure. So I just told you kind of how, but let's talk about like where that measurement should be. And so we've got this gal back up here on the screen, our handy dandy Kohl's model. And so when you're measuring your bust, you want to make sure that you measure around the fullest part of your bust. And that typically is where your nipples are. Okay? I don't know if I can say that on screen or not, So you want to kind of get it right around there. And so that's your fullest part. When it comes to your waist, you want to find the place, and some of you don't have an indented, super indented waist. And so to find your natural waist, you want to bend over, and you're going to get that natural crease that's in the side of your waist on your body. That's your waist. And so you want to measure right there. Now here's the thing. Sometimes I think people think, well, it's always where my belly button is. Not so. And so some of you are shorter waisted and some of you are longer waisted. And so that's not the case. So make sure you bend over, find that, and measure there. Sometimes it's above your belly button, sometimes it's below. And then your hip measurement is at the fullest part of your booty. Or, it's funny because I've read different things, fullest part of booty or widest part of hips. Some people say fullest, some people say widest. So I actually got up and looked in my full length mirror, and I thought, okay, so if the fullest part of my bottom, is it also the fullest part of my hips? And it was. And so check both measurements. Kind of look at it and say, are you even? Because some of you might have a bottom that sits up a little higher. And so I would take both measurements and just kind of go with what is the fullest, the larger number when you're counting your hip measurement, your bottom measurement, all right? And then the other measurements, I already talked to you about the dress measurement, the length, right? But the other measurement, I want to talk to you about pants, because I think sometimes we we forget about that. We go, oh, that's just going to fit us. Number one that's super important is the rise. And so when you measure the rise, you're going to take it right from the bottom of the crotch seam up to the top of the waistband. And what I like to say, and I think I did a video on this a while ago, maybe, I don't know, a year or two ago, but what you do is you want to find your very favorite pair of pants. Okay, so what you're going to do is you get your favorite pair of pants, and if you love these pants and you know they fit you absolutely great, then what you want to do is you want to measure that inseam from the crotch seam to the top. Let's get this straight here, to the top of the waistband. Now, this right here is measuring at a 12, right at a 12. These are actually a little high-waisted on me, so I probably, an 11 would be my very best. These were just the ones I could grab really quick. But in fact, I put them in the closet today like they gotta go, because they just didn't feel right on me. And so find your best pair of pants, find what that rise number is, and then don't buy any other pants that have a different rise number. I'm telling you, this will save you hours of not only online shopping, but shopping in the stores. Take a measuring tape with you and measure before you even go in the dressing room. And you guys, it will save you. It's unbelievable. So do that. So that's the rise measurement. You can look at the rise measurement on most items online. And then you want to know your inseam. And so your inseam is the length of the pant. That's what's considered. So that's at the bottom of the rise all the way to the leg, the bottom of the jean. And then some of you might want to know the leg opening. That's what is the bottom. If you want the skinnier jeans are going to have a smaller leg opening, smaller measurement. But you might even measure the opening of pants that you love. And so this way you can measure them, see like, okay, I like a 12, maybe it measures around a 12, then it's perfect for you. And so I hope that this video was helpful to you, because I really think that with all the online shopping we're doing these days, that you just need to be armed with information. And so I hope you enjoyed that. Make a comment below what was your favorite online tip, maybe one you hadn't heard before, and or tell me your online tip. Maybe there was one I didn't mention, and I would love to know that. Okay, well, I will see you next week, and until then, have a fabulous week. All right, see ya. Bye.